Alright, welcome back to the channel. Now that I assembled everything for the motor, it's time to get this engine bay cleaned up. All right, so I just finished cleaning up the engine bay. I think it looks pretty good. I also mounted a new brake booster and the fuse box. Take a look. For just using a steamer, the engine bay cleaned up pretty nice. We're one step closer to getting this engine mounted. Let's keep going. All right, so it's a new day. We got the engine bay all cleaned up. Let's install the clutch on the motor. Let's install the fork, the pivot ball, and the throwout bearing into the trans. Let's bolt it together. Let's get this thing inside that engine bay.
Here's the tool I use that I purchased off eBay to remove the pivot ball with a slide hammer. This is the grease that I purchased off Amazon that I use to lubricate all the parts that will make contact with each other. So here I torqued the fourth mount to engine block bolts to 50 foot-pounds and the mount through bolt to 85 foot-pounds. For the upper and lower mounts, I torqued the bolts to 85 foot-pounds. Now here you'll need to grind off the tabs in order to install the motor onto your new aftermarket fourth mount.
So that was the first time I've actually ever installed an engine into a car. For the 15 years that I've ever owned my white SRT4, I've never taken the motor out, opened up that block, nothing. It's completely stock, 85,000 miles on it, never touched it inside. So that was the first time. It did take a while. It was a pain with all 3 mounts, obviously, as many of you know. But I finally got it mounted up. There's still a couple more mounts I need to install and the clutch. So let's get into that.
These 3 bolts I torqued to 40 foot-pounds. I applied blue Loctite and torqued the flywheel bolts to 70 foot-pounds. And applied blue Loctite and torqued the pressure plate bolts to 26.5 foot-pounds.
All right, now that the clutch is installed, let's get this transmission in.
The transmission was not fun getting in by myself, but finally did it and applied blue Loctite to the transmission bolts and torqued them to 80 foot-pounds. And the transmission mount bolts get torqued to 50 foot-pounds and the mount through bolt to 90 foot-pounds.
So I don't know if you can tell, but I am pretty exhausted. I just finished installing that transmission. I actually had to take everything apart and reinstall everything because I forgot that plate that goes in between the block and the transmission. So I had to take the clutch off and everything just because of that one little bolt, that little 10 mil screw that goes and mounts that plate. But it had to be done. Bolted everything back together, got the transmission mounted all up, and that's one step closer for this thing to fire up. So hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for the next video because that's hopefully when this thing turns over after all this time. I just have the axles and the electrical stuff that I need to figure out. Hopefully that goes pretty easy. And yeah, that's it. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you for watching. Have a good one.
Do you lie awake at night? Are you afraid to turn out the lights? Is there something